Hello, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro song. I always choose it from the TikTok Creative Center, but that R&B song sounded real smooth and real nice. I see, oh my God, so many people are in the comments. Hello, Relax No Name. Hello, Haley Cat Paws. Hello, everyone for being here, especially Relax No Name. I heard that it's 2:30 there. I can't believe it. Thank you for being here. And as always, Cal, welcome. And I'm so excited to see you, Lynette. Is it my first time seeing you in a live? And she already has a question for us, which is fantastic, starting out strong. I can't believe you're filming new videos under a mangosteen shaped shelter. That is fantastic. That sounds lovely. Hi, Bruno, with the heart emoji. He says ice cream is best of all. So, we actually have a poll going asking, what's your favorite snack? And ice cream is taking a strong lead. Honestly, I thought it was going to be cookies, but ice cream is taking the lead with 56%. Crazy. Um, and we have Wanda and Confused College Kid. Welcome, everyone. And as always, today was supposed to be hosted by Vanessa, but you have me instead. Don't be too sad. She will be here the next time this live event is happening, which is in 2 weeks, because this is a bi-monthly event. But don't miss her too much. She'll be here next time. In the meantime, I am accompanied by my great friend and a very talented technical community manager, Mingus.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Celine.
Hi, Mingus. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine. I'm calling in from a cozy little phone booth in our office. Hopefully, you can hear the sound isolation that it gives me.
I think you sound very isolated and very quiet.
Beautiful, gorgeous.
Uh-huh. So for the people who are joining for the first time, can you explain a little bit what a technical community manager does?
Yeah, cool. So I am a technical community manager for Effect House. It's my job and responsibility to support the community from more of a technical point. So we're talking things like technical issues, answering any technical questions people may have, championing the community. So when it comes to requests or changes they want to see with the tool, it's kind of my duty to bring this back to the engineers and try to relay as much information as I can from a community perspective. So yeah, I'm team community,
Team
but
community.
just with kind of just a slightly dorkier team community.
Yeah. So you might have seen Mingus in our Discord channel on the Ask a Question section, or you might have seen him on our Effect House forums. If you haven't checked those out yet, I'll leave a link in the comments right now so you can go check it out. But he's the one who's out here asking, answering all your questions. So being able to have him today is so wonderful. Welcome, Mingus. We have a lot of
Thank you.
questions, so I'm going to get started with the screen sharing. The first question from Lynette is, my question is whether it is possible to use portrait segmentation together with the hairless effect. I've
Cool.
tried to create a nebula effect, and the bald part doesn't take on the purple in segmentation.
I too have tried to combine these features. Yeah, I guess in short, it's not doable at the moment. I can quickly show you, though I'm sure you have already tried this out. But portrait segmentation is obviously going to segment me as the camera sees me, including the hair I have on my head. And then if I add a generative effect, that's also going to be applied to the camera as it sees me. So it will look like this, which probably you don't want this kind of blur to be here, I assume. unfortunately, this is a part of the feature as it needs to mask my hair out. So it's gonna do, I guess, what's called infilling, and it's gonna take the background and cover my hair with the background. So there's no way at the moment to use hair eraser without this like mask. I've actually requested, and I'm not sure if this is doable, but it would be cool if there was an option that just cropped it to the outline of the bald, so it would work with portrait segmentation. Also, obviously, if you're applying color to your portrait segmentation, that's also not going to apply to the hair eraser. So you'll see it also like adds some speckling to my face, and then you can bring this in front if you wanted to, and if you wanted to add an opacity or something to it, and I can delete the background. But again, you'll see like it's gonna show my hair outline around the actual generative effect. So in short, no for now, but you're not alone in that want, because it would be very cool to do bald characters in various skin colors.
Yeah, that does sound very cool. Lynette, if you want, you can leave it in the feature request and we'll go all upvote it.
Please.
So please leave it in the channel. I see Cal has a question for us. Cal asks, is it possible to do world AR effect using device rotation or movement? Basically controlling the movement of a 3D object by moving or rotating the mobile device.
Is it possible to control an object by moving the device? I don't know that I fully. Are you understanding that, Celine? I can't see the actual question, but are we asking almost if the phone could be like a steering wheel?
I think so. Maybe in the like the screen, if you tilt your device to the right, maybe the object also tilts with it and kind of using it as a controller.
Cool. I mean, there's kind of possibly hack workaround ways to do this. There's no easy way in that, like, we don't provide phone rotation or phone position as a node, for example. I'm trying to think of ways to do this, maybe in more complex workaround ways. Let me think on this one, and if I do figure out a way to track the phone rotation in a value that can be applied to objects, I will post about it in the Discord.
Sounds perfect. We will ponder, and if we come to any resolution, we will upload it in the Discord channel and tag you. Oh, it seems like it is possible. Cal says, yes, I think Eddie did one effect before, and it's very cool. So we will get back to you on that.
Cool. Yeah, I might also not be fully understanding, but I will. If you know Eddie's effect name, let me know, and then I can see what we're talking.
Yeah, sounds good. I also saw that Cal mentioned you use various generative effects, segmentation, and chain dynamic chair, and it can't go past through QA. Unfortunately, at the moment, these are very memory heavy, which is why they're being hard to process. We are in the process of optimizing, but currently it is very hard to process those effects.
Correct, Amundo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially generative effects. So portrait segmentation, a little less so, but generative effects, for now, not a great idea to combine more than one. As fun as it is to try to make someone have no hair and pouting, for now we recommend just using one in your effects.
Lynette has a very interesting effect idea. She said she wanted to do a world AR game effect that has the player pick up packages and deliver another object in a random location in the world AR space. That sounds epic. If you do create it, please let us know.
Cool. Yeah, and this is, I mean, I've seen people do this, so it's possible to detect kind of when the user is actually stepping on a package, for example, and making it disappear. please post it in the Discord when you're done.
Lynette mentions if you can share with me any potential issues you might see with my idea, it will be great. Mingus, do you think it will be possible to do something in World AR to see if we run into any problems?
Right now, I mean, for me to demo a World AR effect, I would have to sync up my phone, I think, to actually walk around. I can build an AR effect and put a box there, but without actually proving it on my phone, we won't be able to do any movement stuff. Maybe in future lives, I can figure out how to plug my phone in here too, and then take Elle for a walk around. Could we do this one in the Discord after this, and then I can post little videos and whatnot?
That sounds like a great idea. I also see that
Cool.
Thomas has joined us. Hello, Thomas. Excited to see you in the live. We have a question. World of Joms asked regarding the victory sign visual scripting trigger. They were trying to do an effect where it would show them an object when you're showing a victory sign. But they're having a little bit trouble with the show and the hide. Can we try visual scripting and showing people how to show and hide an object when you are using hand gestures?
Yeah. So you can use a set visibility node, if I'm understanding correctly. And then you would plug your object into it that you want to make appear or disappear. If we are doing a trigger, gesture detection. Cool. I'll just do thumbs up for now, and then when it begins, let me actually test this out to make sure. Okay, cool. We're on the right track. So the set visibility node is going to determine whether our target object is visible or if it's not visible. Without this actual trigger, there's nothing entering it, so it's kind of not doing anything unless we plug a trigger node into it. So when we plug this when we plug the gesture detection node into it, what it's now saying is when this node detects a thumbs up at the beginning of that, so the first frame that it's detected, trigger the set visibility node, and then mark it as invisible, as visibility on is false or unchecked, and then it will make the seen object invisible. So I can do that. Are you wanting to make it appear again with the same gesture?
Yes.
If so, cool. I think we can use a flip-flop node, right? And then this one will turn it on. Let's see if this works. What am I doing? Oh, I need to plug in the scene object down here. Let's see. Okay.
Very nice.
So thank you so much. Yeah, live demos are always, a little stressful. So what the flip-flop node is doing is it's just saying so every other trigger from the gesture detection, one will go here, the next one will go down here. The one after that will go here, the one after that will go down here. So it's flipping and flopping. So yeah, because if I just had these plugged into this, they would be conflicting with each other. So you want to make sure when it flips, it turns on, when it flops, it turns off, or vice versa. Does that make sense? I hope so. I can zoom out if you want to take a screen grab, but this is kind of how I would do it.
Thank you. I think that was a great answer. Bruno has a fun question for you, Mingus. Bruno's asking, Bruno's asking, what's your favorite node and function in Effect House? I've already told everyone that my favorite's Lerp.
I thought Bruno was gonna be like, how do we make them super complex effect? It's gonna blow my mind. My favorite node, always changing. That's a really good question. Let's take a little gander quickly. No, not math nodes. Oh, even before I started working here, and I was just making effect house effects, I really liked using the get system time node. So I might say that one. I made an effect before I worked here that kind of told you, based on the current date, how many days it had been since Rihanna last released an album, using this node. So I think it's a little underutilized. It's cool that we're able to pull that information into effects, and you can reference distance from today to previous effect, or you could use the date to show kind of the solar system and what positions it's in on this particular day. It's just a fun way to customize an experience every day that someone uses an effect,
I
as this will always change every minute, every second. So yeah, I'm gonna say get system time.
I do agree, and I feel like we need to have more get system effects. I would personally love to
Thank you.
see how long until Thanksgiving, because I really miss those like heavy Thanksgiving dinners
Right?
and turkey dinners. So somebody make me a Thanksgiving effect right now.
Bruno will do it.
Oh, Lynette says, "Oh yeah, I've prototyped something using that," and she says, "But I plan to use it for New Year's countdown. Hee hee hee. Stay tuned."
Perfect.
That sounds perfect, Lynette. I will
Um,
be looking forward to your effect.
yeah, no, great for countdowns to days or how long it's been from a particular day, or how many hours it's been from, there's loads of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe every Friday the effect looks different than it does every Monday.
Um, I have a question from Cow and Thomas. You guys read my mind because I was just going to ask this question, referring to the viral undergrain stranger effect, where a skeleton opens a lid and crawls up. How can we set the environment texture fit so perfectly to the lid cover? Snapshot? So I don't know if you know which effect I'm talking about, Mingus. Maybe it can be the
I
hole in the
know
ground
the effect
effect.
where, yeah, I know the effect where kind of a zombie creature maybe crawls up a sewer grate. Um, I don't want to, get the character wrong. I'm opening it up right now to see what this texture reference we're talking about.
I think it was
Zombie ground.
zombie.
Zombie ground effect. Hold on one sec. Let's check it out. Do we know the effect name?
I think it's called Underground Stranger.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. They are able to apply the ground texture on the top of the sewer grate, and then as the lid flips, there's still that texture stays on there. That's quite cool. Um, yeah, Snapchat would be my best guess of how they did that. In 10 minutes, I don't know that we will collectively figure it out, but I am 95% certain they did that using a snapshot node. Yeah, let me also mess around with that. Celine, are we by any chance taking notes of Mingus's to-do list? I know I have to figure out how to use the phone as a controller, like a steering wheel, and now I have to figure out how to apply ground texture on the top of a sewer grate.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm taking notes. Don't worry.
Okay, great. I will get back to those with more complex questions.
Uh, Thomas, uh, uh, Thomas asks, I want to ask, what is the difference between audio resource controller and audio player controller besides the input?
That is the difference. Um, Sorry, so audio player controller and audio resource controller. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a few more options with the audio resource controller. Um, audio player, it's over here. I would say the main difference is the simplicity. So audio player you can add as a scene object and then you can plug it in. Oops, I gotta pull the component. Whereas audio resource controller would all be node based. But yeah, they're quite similar. It just is a matter of preference, I would say, what you want to do and how much you want to control things through visual scripting or whether you want to control it just through like the inspector panel.
Sounds good. I see that Confused College Kid asked a question about the memory
Good
requirements and
name.
how do. I agree. I was very confused during college. How do I know if my effect exceeds them? Unfortunately, right now, there is no way you can check within the app. However, you can definitely check out this learning resource for technical optimization. I've seen a lot of people request for this feature, so if you are interested, you can put it in the forum as a feature request and we can all go upvote it again. So thank you for a great
Yes,
recommendation, and
exactly.
yeah, your feedback has been noted.
Yeah, totally. We know it's a bit of a pain point, only finding out once you submit your effects. So we're trying to make that easier. But yeah, as Celine said, please post in our forum that you want it. The only really thing you have is up here, that's going to show you your size, and it can't be over 5 megabytes. So make sure you are clicking to update and then keeping track of your file sizes.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple questions about the new bonus badge program. They are
Cool.
a badge program. They're an extension of the existing badge program, and if you get achieve a certain metric, you get to have a lot of profile frames. It's very interesting, and if you reach the highest level, which is a diamond level, you will have a chance to apply to ambassadors. I know some of our viewers today are ambassadors already, and you will get exclusive perks. So please check that out if you're interested. We have another question about uh, applying face texture to 3D masks. Uh, is there any way you can put like segmentation on top of 3D face masks? Like, for example, if you want to do the 3D mask but wants to have the hair on top of the 3D mask?
You can do hair segmentation on front of it. Um, let's see. I'm not sure I fully see the vision, but we're saying you have a 3D face, I think, and then we are creating a face texture, and we're applying that to the face paint, and then we have our 3D mask that you can't see right now because it's aligned with my real face, and then we're asking if segmentation can go in front of it.
Yeah. So can you change the tint color maybe so we can see like which part
Yeah,
of
of
it is
course.
3D face?
Let's make me a little bit green. I can even take out the opacity texture, so we'll see the full face. So I have this, and then we're asking if portrait segmentation can be combined with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So in this case, I think maybe if we render the portrait hair segmentation to a different render layer, we might be able to put it on top of face mask, right?
Okay, if that's yeah, and maybe I can try using someone with more hair than me. Um, so like if we instead of portrait segmentation use hair segmentation.
I think this would be particularly helpful if the user has like bangs or something that's like covering their
Yeah.
face and then you
So
still want to do
if
like
I
a
get rid
3D
of
face
that,
mask.
That should be good. I mean, maybe can I give myself some things if it's pigmented? Cover hair segmentation. Is it? Let me add some colors in my hair. Maybe. Yeah? Is it going good? I think it's just a little. Okay. Is it going? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it works.
Um, if we are understanding your question correctly, yeah, you can do some hair segmentation and then just pull that render group to the bottom of the hierarchy, so it's going to render in front of your 3D phase.
Sounds
And then you'll
good.
get this cool Christmas effect like I've made right here.
In the chat, I see our community manager Carol. She's saying hello with a cookie emoji. I think cookies her
Hey, Carol.
favorite snack. Cow is asking, can you show us how can we apply a shadow on a 3D model for front camera effect? For example, the character run effect in the tutorial, but apply a shadow on the ground to the character.
Yeah, I can show you how to apply a shadow. So let's just make a box to put it on. And let's stretch it out to be a little bit like a ground plane. And then, oh, I'll just use a plane. Add 3D plane. And then we'll rotate it a little bit. I'll keep it angled towards us just a bit so it's easier to see the shadows. And then we will scale it way up. Cool. And then we can add a 3D sphere above that. And that's good. There are many steps, or a few steps one needs to take to apply shadows. So I'm going to add a standard PBR and I will apply it to the plane, I think. Let me see. And I also need a light, of course. We'll do directional light. So first step is in the light, you want to select cast shadow. Now that light is going to be able to cast shadows. Then with the sphere, you want that to cast shadows as well. And then the standard PBR, you need to also check shadow on. And then plane doesn't need to cast shadows. Do we need the sphere to have a standard PBR? That is the cast shadows on itself, so we don't want it to do that. Let's make it a separate material. And this is just let's go. Oh, so you have out if you see what I'm doing. Oh, it is at 0, 0 because it's not my default light. Yeah, and which way is it going? It's going in also a direction. Cool. So yeah, so to recap, to make a shadow, you want to make sure your light has cast shadow check. You also notice sometimes if you see, like earlier how we saw, here, let me bring it back. You'll see this kind of a texture. That means that one, what's happening is the sphere is casting a shadow onto itself, which is why it's a little confused. But if for some reason you want something to be casting a shadow on itself, you can just change the bias a little bit in the advanced settings of the light, and that should make that go away. So you want to make sure your light has cast shadow check. Then you want to make sure you've made a material that has shadow on, so it's going to receive shadows. And then you need to make sure your object also has cast shadow checked. that answer the question?
I think
Please?
so. Cal says, "Oh, nice. So it is not necessary to use the AR camera." So I think you
Oh
did.
yeah, no. You can cast shadows in any effect. No AR camera necessary. It should work with the AR camera as well as the regular camera, just not your 2D camera. But yeah, any 3D model should be able to cast a shadow onto another
Would this
3D.
casting shadow also work with animated 3D things? For example, maybe, the dancing alien avatar. Would we be able to have moving shadows?
Yeah, it should work. Should we try it out? Do we have time?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're learning this together. So maybe this guy. Let's see what happens. 1 second. Okay, so let me go to environment preview. This might take a sec. So we have our AR plane. The AR plane by default has matte shadow material, which is essentially an invisible material that's supposed to only show shadows. So it's good for a ground plane. And then we need to make sure our light has cast shadow on. And then we need to make sure our model, that's the bounding box, he should be in here. Let's try just with the alien body, is casting a shadow. I'm not sure this will work. Let's see, team. And then the material, oh, that doesn't need, that would cast shadows onto itself. But where's this plane? Okay, maybe the plane. The way it's built, it's a little hard. Because right now what's happening is the alien is a child of the AR plane. I want to speed the plane up independent of it, so I'm gonna have to move things around. Let me just do this offline and I will show you a video in Discord because I think it will take a little bit of time to put all these objects around. But in theory, yes, an animated object should be able to also cast shadow as it's detecting where the mesh is, and if the mesh is moving, that should work. But I will send you an example in about an hour, hopefully on Discord.
Sounds good. Since we are very close to time, I will put that in the list of Mingus's to-dos, and we will update
Yeah,
it
I've got my
in
homework
our.
tonight.
Yeah, Mingus has a lot of things to do tonight. Cal says, "Thank you. I need to revisit this part of the video again." And Lynette says, "Me too. Haha. I'm still walking around. So please keep this up on YouTube." Yes, it will be available on YouTube. I see one more question from Thomas. Thomas mentioned between the two audio nodes that he mentions earlier, which one is better? Because when I use both of them, sometimes the sound is cracked. So, is there a one
Oh, are
you
you using
prefer?
both at the same time? I would recommend not doing that as they may conflict with each other. But as far as like sound quality goes, either or. They're both going to play the quality of the sound clip that you import. But I just would recommend not using both simultaneously in an effect.
Okay, sounds good. I think that is the end of the tutorial today, end of the live session. Everyone, thank you so much for coming. It was very nice to see you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. And we also have a bunch of different lives scheduled for this week. So if you are interested in learning how to do an animated cartoon eyebrows, be sure to come in our live stream with Weston tomorrow. And we also have another live stream this Friday by me, who's going to teach you how to create effects in your phone. I'm sure you guys are all Effect House experts and already know how to do stuff. But if you want to see me with a vertical format on TikTok, we're going live on TikTok. Please visit us, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a start of your day. So, goodbye, everyone. It was lovely seeing you. Let me choose a great outro song. I am so glad that we could see you in Asian time zones, APEC time zones. Have a great day. Oh, I didn't know you were here. The good Mr. Hyde. Hello. I still leave you. Hello.